Okay, guys, so here we are with part 3. I will now begin talking about what I made a reference to at the beginning of part 1 of this video series. And that is, there's a lot going on today as of November 19th, Thursday, November 19th, 2020, and what's expected to take place. Okay, I want to talk about that part of the storm, and in relation not only that part, but also in relation to who we are and how we operate. And I want to make a point on those two matters. All right, so the first thing is this: I've already identified what the storm is, but let's go a little deeper in understanding what the storm is. And then on the second point, I want to talk about how it relates to the strategy that we have, and how can you be successful regardless of the market condition. Regardless of the market condition. You know, I still have friends till this day who don't really fully understand what I do and what my business is about and what I teach, and even people who don't know me personally, who don't fully understand, because they'll hear the news, for example, and then they're going to hear the news, and then they'll say, the mainstream media is going to say the sky is falling. Pretty much, the sky is falling. But they might as well say that most of the time. Pump a lot of fear, guys. Okay, they pump fear with everything. All right, so. But here, they're saying the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq and the markets are falling and they're crashing, and this is that, and that's happening. All right, so they're going to hear that, and then they say, well, they assume. Then here's the next part: they make an assumption, because that's the storm that they're reporting. Okay. But then most people will make their assumption based off of mainstream media, just that. And so, yeah, they are reporting that, the Dow Jones or the Nasdaq or the S&P 500, that it's taking a nosedive. But in most people's minds and in their understanding of the market, they believe that once something like that happens, let's say the market starts to drop, the stock market starts to drop, the Nasdaq, for example, starts to drop. They believe that everything is over. They believe that if you're investing in the market, you're going to get wiped out and you're done for. Now, there's some truth to that. I will admit that there is some truth to that. And here's the point I'm trying to make when I say there's some truth to that. If you're buying, in other words, if you're taking a buy position, and I'm going to use the Nasdaq for an example, because you can buy or sell the Nasdaq. Now, a lot of people don't know that. But if you're going, that's the indices market. You can buy and sell different index. All right. So if you were to buy the Nasdaq, or if you were to buy any asset, it doesn't matter. If you were to buy gold and they report, oh, gold prices are dropping. If you were to buy Apple and they say, oh, the Apple stock is tumbling, or Tesla, the Tesla stock is tumbling. By the way, I'm going to have the stock market report coming out very soon next week. I want to get that launched. It's going to be free, guys. I'm excited about that. But anyhow, so they hear that, and it's tumbling. And guess what? If you're buying it and it's taking a nosedive, well, guess what? Yes, you're going to lose some profit. You're going to lose some money. Yeah, if you continue to hold that buy position and you have no clue what's going on, you have no guide as to what's happening, you have no clue as to what's going on with the storm, you don't know how long the storm's going to last, you don't even know that you're in a storm, you got caught up in the storm without even having a heads up. And that's where this daily financial market report, you know how many people didn't know what was going on with Bitcoin as far as the price up and the price down with Bitcoin? They had no clue when that was going to take place. But if they had access to our daily financial market report, they would have known. They would have known. It's there. Documented. Another thing about this storm, I will say this. I don't think I mentioned that before in other previous videos I just recorded. This is what separates, and I don't mean anything sexist by this. It's just a saying. But this is what separates the men from the boys. All right? This is what separates the true investor, the truly wise investor from the rest of the crowd. Is when that storm hits, how are you going to react? Guys, I've had so many, I've seen a lot doing this business. Okay? I've even experienced a lot in my own personal growth. Not only in this business, you can use this analogy for life, for crying out loud. This principle is a widespread principle. It's associated throughout everywhere in your life. I mean, come on. These are basic universal principles that I'm giving here. Different analogies that I place can be applied everywhere. But anyways, I kind of digressed. Let me get right back on track here. So, here, just because the market's going down, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to lose money, guys. That's the point I'm trying to make. If you see the NASDAQ going up, and then all of a sudden you see the stressors and you see the extreme stress, let's just say you didn't know, you might have lost some money. Okay, it just depends, different ranges. Okay, and it's time for you to, guess what? You know what you got to do? If you were buying an asset, let's see the NASDAQ, for example, index, and then all of a sudden, oh my goodness, you're seeing a storm come, and you said, oh man, there's a stress there. There's a storm coming. There's a stress there. Let me just collect my profit. That's if you got in early, right? But let's say you're one of the ones that didn't get in early. You see a stress coming, a storm coming. You said, oh man, a storm just came and I just got into this market. I just got in and I'm losing profit. I just lost, let's say $20 or $30 or 200. Well, guess what? Now you know you got some important knowledge, important information. You know what that is? The daily financial market report that's telling you there's extreme stress now. And now you pulled out. You said, wait a minute, I just got in and there's extreme stress. Uh-oh. Guess what? Extreme stress usually indicates there's going to be a turn, guys. A turning, a different direction. Well, guess what? I'm not going to hold on to it now because I don't want to lose any more, especially if I'm current market movement, guys. So guess what? I'm going to stop where I'm at and take a sell position. I'm going to start selling it. I'm going to close out that buy on the NASDAQ and I'm going to take a sale. Now, let's say worst case scenario, I lost 200. Well, guess what? That 200 is going to come back. I'm going to make that. I'm going to get out of the hole because I took the right position now. Now my NASDAQ trade with a different position on the sell position. Now, guess what? It's working for me. I already made back what I lost, which was the 200. Now I'm at 400, 800, 1,000, 2,000 with just that position, depending on how severe that drop is, guys. I'm going to end that right there on that final note. Guys, just change your position. Guess what? The mainstream media doesn't talk about that part, right? Of course not. That's not their interest, to teach you how to really trade the market and invest in the market. You don't always have to buy, but that's what they're going to teach you. That's what they're going to teach you. It's going down now, guys. Oh, people are getting their stuff wiped out. Oh my goodness. And when it's all good, they only talk about the buy. Oh, it raised so many points, which is great. I got it. That's an indicator. Because of course you don't want to short sell certain things, but sometimes you have to. You got to use your wisdom. And a lot of it is common sense. But if you need that assistance, there's no way you're going to even have the wisdom or the common sense. The daily financial market report, guys. Let me get on part 4. I'll get right back with you guys. See you on the other.